सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Sairam everyone. We will be starting the sixth Anuvaka today. Yes, I think Kalyani, you had asked a question whether I have posted the material, but I have posted. Sorry, I hope.
Uncle. Yeah, sorry. I usually get an email. I didn't get an email, but I see it's there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, it was, I had some final touches which I wanted to do, but got delayed. So let's start. Shri Rudradhyaye Shashtonuvakah. Shri Rudradhyaye Shashtonuvakah. Shashti means six in Sanskrit. So Shashtonuvakah. Shashtaha. Okay. Shashtaha means sixth. Anuvakah. Okay. This Anuvaka also contains 15 Yajus mantras, as I had mentioned before. Yajus are metrical prose in specific meters, and we will mention the meters at the end of this Anuvaka. I will mention it. All the mantras in this Anuvaka also have the Nama only in the beginning. And you know that the second, third, and fourth Anuvakas had Nama in the beginning and the end. Thereafter, the Namaha only appears at the beginning of a mantra. That's from the fifth to the ninth. Fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. So 5 Anuvakas have only Namaha at the beginning. In the early Anuvakas, we had looked at second, third, fourth, and even the first one. We had seen the Lord as part of the various creations in this world. But in the fifth and the sixth, we are looking at certain processes, certain phenomena, and not necessarily the individual creation, but certain processes, certain energies, certain powers which are in operation. We are seeing the divinity. Okay, that's what the Rudram describes. So we will continue. That's the previous one, the fifth one, also was similar. Now also we are going to look at the same type of concepts. We'll start with the first mantra. Namo Jesthaya Cha Kanisthaya Cha. Namo Jesthaya Cha Kanisthaya Cha. Namo Jesthaya Cha Kanisthaya Cha. In terms of pronunciation, I just would like to point out a couple. This J and Y, okay? There's a J sound as well as a Y sound. So sometimes people ignore the Y sound and say Jeshtaya. It's Jeshtaya, okay? Jeshtaya. So the Y also should be audible, okay? The second compound letter is Sh, okay? Ish, is the cerebral sh, and tha is the second letter in the ta varga, so it has to be aspirated. Okay. So Jesthaya cha. Okay. So in the Kanishta also, the shtha is the only one where you had to put a bit of effort. It should be aspirated. Okay. Jesthaya, Kanishthaya. Let's look at the meaning. Namaha salutation. Jesthaya is again the fourth noun form of the simple noun, a singular noun. Okay. Jeshtha. Jeshtha means one who is the first, oldest. Okay. Senior, you can say. Senior person is called Jeshtha. So you can say the elder one or the most eminent one also. They will possess more knowledge, experience. A person who is older will be having a lot of wisdom. Okay, so all that kind of meaning. So in this world, God is the highest. He is supersedes everyone in every way possible. Wealth, knowledge, wisdom, everything. That's the way that. So anyway, if anyone feels that we are good, then we should understand that God is much, much more. We are actually minuscule. So that concept is there. Jeshtaya. The opposite of that is Kanishta. Okay. Kanishta means the younger one. Okay. In comparative terms, you can say. Kanishta also means, so again, Kanishtaya is the fourth noun form of the simple noun Kanishtaha. Kanishtaha. So Kanishtaha means one who is young. So God is always young, eternally young. And young means one is very, the best, beautiful, very energetic. They will have power, strength. Everything is high in the young. So older ones have wisdom, the younger ones have energy. So God is both. God has both. He's the older among oldest people, elder to everyone, and is younger to everyone also. That means that much of energy and power and strength the Lord possesses. That's the way the Rishis saw it. So salutation to the one who is the most eminent and the eternal young and beautiful one. Okay. It's very difficult to be old and young at the same time, or young and old, mature at the same time. But the God is all. Namo Jeshtaya Kanishtaya Cha. I think I've already mentioned the cha happens twice. Unlike English, where if they are bringing two words, you put only one and. In Sanskrit, it's older one and younger one and. That's the way it's cha is added for everything which comes after. So I thought I would just point it out.
Saira Maruno,
Yes.
one question. This Namo comes at the beginning. So when you're chanting, you chant as Namo Jeshtaya Cha Kanishtaya Cha and then stop it? Because some of them are chanting Namo Jeshtaya Cha Kanishtaya Cha Namo.
See, the thing is, each Anuvaka, these, for example, if you take this sixth Anuvaka, even though there are individual mantras, the combination of it is also considered one mantra. So, sixth Anuvaka by itself is considered one mantra. But within that, there are mantras, sub-mantras. So, what we are doing is only the sub-mantras. But when you chant chant continuously until the end of the Anuvaka. I hope that clarifies that. So that's why sometimes you will even get sandhis. Actually, I think that was something which was discussed earlier. Sometimes I think this is not a problem here, but in the early Anuvaka, second, third, and fourth, sometimes the end Namaha becomes Namo or Namas.
Yeah.
Things like that. So that is because of the sandhi.
Thank you.
Okay, So we will go to the next mantra number 2. Namah Purvajaya Cha Parajaya Cha. Namah Purvajaya Cha Parajaya Cha. Namah Purvajaya Cha Parajaya Cha. In this mantra, I don't think any of the sound is difficult. So all of you should be finding it easy to chant this. Purvajaya Cha Parajaya. We can look at the meaning. Namaha is salutation. Purvajaya. Purvajaya is the fourth noun form or fourth vibhakti of the simple noun Purvajaha. So Purvajaya Namaha. So that means to Purvaja salutation. Purvaja means one who is born first. Purva means before. Something which happened before is called Purva. Or the first part. Purva has that kind of a meaning. That what comes before is Purva. Usually what comes after or the end is also called Uttara, but in this case it's slightly different word which is used. So Purvajaha means Ja is to be born, manifest. So one who is before, one who is born before. So if anything which we say has come before, first, before that the Lord has come. That's the meaning. So that means he was born before the creation. So he came into being. When I think the word born can have multiple meanings, because we'll think, so if somebody is born, there should be parents. So you can say he came into being. Okay, that Ja means one who has come into being before anything. Actually, we have looked at him as Adi, Ananta, so it's a similar concept. So one who is born before anything is born. Purvajaha. The next word is Aparajaya. So you can see there's a sandhi. Cha Parajaya is a sandhi because it is Cha plus Aparajaya becomes Cha Parajaya. Okay. So we have split the sandhi here. So it's Cha and Aparajaya. Aparajaya is the fourth noun form of the simple noun Aparajaha. Aparajaha. So Aparajaha, the meaning is one who spring up afterwards. Apara means after everything, Apara. Para also can be, para is supreme, who is beyond that also you can say. So there are multiple ways you can understand the word of Aparaja. But in this case, because it's coming with Purvaja, so one who is born before creation, one who is born after the creation, who springs up afterwards. Okay. So salutation to the one who is born before creation and the one who springs up or remains at the end of creation. It's not only creation, I have used the word creation at the end of anything. So some of the rishis say at the end of creation, everything's burnt. Okay, everything is burnt. So the fire which comes at the pralaya agni, is also the word used. So that agni is born at the end, and it burns everything. So that fire which burns anything and gives you that vibhuti, that is aparaja. Okay, so one who creates, he comes into being and creates, and at the end he annihilates, and he is born at that time also as in the form of fire. It also means one who is born before and one who is born at the end means he is born in the middle also. He is born at all times. He does not die. So that's why I have used the word springs up rather than born. Okay, because he's already existing. He's already there, but he's there at the end also. But he manifests in a different form at the end. Because in this world we see many things manifesting, but it is the faith of the devotees. It is God who manifests in new ways in this world, but He is present across all that. So that concept comes through in this mantra, Namah Purvajaya Chaparajaya Cha. So, so what it basically says is, even if we die, even if pralaya comes, the Lord is there. So that recognition, that knowledge of that fact makes people be ever in ecstasy, whatever happens in life. Whether something is born, something dies, they will be in the state of joy or happiness or contentment, because they know the Lord lasts through it all and He is there beyond that also. So that cultivating that type of attitude helps one to lead a peaceful life, a joyful life, whatever the circumstances are. We'll go to the next mantra, the third mantra. Namo Madhyamaya Chapagalbhaya Cha. Namo Madhyamaya Chapagalbhaya Cha. Namo Madhyamaya Chapagalbhaya Cha. In terms of pronunciation, you need to pay attention to the mad, which is the fourth letter in the Varga. So it has to be aspirated. Madhyamaya Chapa Galbhaya Ilbha. Okay, this Bha is again the fourth letter in the Varga. So that has to be aspirated also. Madhyamaya Chapa Galbhaya Cha. We will again, you can see there's a sandhi Chapa Galbhaya. So it's Chap Cha Apagalbhaya. So I have broken it as Cha and Apagalbhaya. So that's a sandhi. So the meaning is Namaha, salutation, Madhyamaya. Madhyamaya is the fourth noun form, fourth vibhakti of the simple noun Madhyamaha. Madhyamaha. Madhyama means one who is in the middle. One who is in the middle is Madhyama. So we have looked at the Purvaja and Aparaja. So in the middle. So not only he is in the beginning and before the beginning and after the end, he is in the middle also. Okay. Madhyamaya cha. So what is this Madhyama means? In creation. So from creation to, we have covered before creation, after the annihilation. But in between also it's the Lord. He is there in everything which is in between. So that means he is in this creation, he is in everything. Okay. So that is Madhyama. Because divinity is always described in Vedas and Upanishads as Adi Madhyanta Rahita also. That means one who does not have Adi, Madhya, Anta. He does not have any of this. That means it's not that he was not there. You cannot restrict him to only that, or you cannot limit him to that alone. So he is Adi, he is Madhya, and he is Rahit. He is Anta also. But he does not have means, that means unlike us, a human or creation itself, which has a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end. God is through all, it exists through all, and he does not have, because he is everything at all times. So that kind of a meaning comes through Madhyamaha or Madhyamaya Namaha. Let's look at the next word, which choice and Apagalbhaya. Okay, Apagalbhaya is again fourth noun form, fourth vibhakti of the simple noun Apagalbha. Apagalbha. So Upper Galbha. Galbha means someone is bold, who can face anything directly, who can, who can go ahead in a straight way and face anything. Okay, that kind of person is Apagalbha. No, that person is Galbha. Apagalbha means one who is not bold. Okay, one who is not bold. So one who is not bold means the God is not bold. The thing is, when you're in the middle, you are not in the front or not in the back. Okay, so you are in the middle. So the middle one will never face anything first. Okay. So in this world, there are people who are bold, people who are not so bold people. The Lord is within them also. Madhya means you can say mediocre also, you say. In the mediocre things also God is present. See, sometimes we want to be excelling in only everything. No one wants to be a mediocre. But the Rishis say even in the mediocre, the Lord is present. Okay. First we looked at Jeshta and Kanishta. And then we look at Purvaja and Aparaja. In all these cases, there's something in the middle. So if we take this to the first one, okay, Madhyama, so Apagalbha means one who is neither old nor young, means somewhere in the middle. So the middle age also is God. So one who is mediocre is also the Lord. Because the reality is it's a mediocre people who keep the world running. So that is Apagalbha. Okay. One, it also means that God creates a situation, so there's always for us to room to improve. Okay, so as you can see, everything is God. That concept comes through these mantras. You can be the best, you can be the worst, God is still present. In the good and the bad, the God is present. And in between also God is present. So white, black and gray, everything has God. And beyond that also has God. And that's the way the Rudra mantras describe the Lord. So that's comes through in this. So it also, some people say, some commentators have translated Apagalbha as a boy, an adolescent who is maturing. That kind of a meaning also has been given. So you can see the rishis saw everything and then they found divinity. For the old person they saw, a wise person they saw, a child they saw, a person who does not know anything they saw, someone who is in between they saw. Everything they found as Rudra. So that is how they see the hands of the Lord, the presence of the Lord in every single thing in this world. So these mantras are supposed to help us come to that experiential reality of being able to witness the Lord in every state, every phenomenon in this world. So I thought I'll mention that, and then we will go to the next mantra. Namo Jaganyaya cha Buddhiyaya cha. Namo Jaganyaya cha Buddhiyaya cha. Namo Jaganyaya cha Buddhiyaya cha. Okay, this is the mantra. This mantra is I would say a bit difficult to chant because of the aspiration. Okay, the Gha, which does not, you don't encounter it that often, I think, compared to other aspirated letters. Gha is the fourth letter in the Ka Varga. So Gha, okay, Jaganyaya cha and Buddhiyaya. So this compound letter is also not very common. So you may have to practice a little bit to get it correct. The which comes the first in this compound letter is aspirated one, which is fourth letter in the Ta Varga. So it's Buddh, Niyaya. Okay. Buddhniyaya cha. That Udhni, actually you can see in the same Varga, actually Ud and Ni come actually. So it's the fourth letter in the Ta Varga and the fifth letter in the Ta Varga, Buddhniyaya cha. So you may have to just pay attention to the Jagha and Buddhniyaya. Okay, Buddhniyaya. Let's look at the meaning. Namaha, salutation. Jaganyaya cha. Jaganyaya cha means it's a fourth form, fourth noun form of the simple noun Jaganyah. Jaganyah. So one who is from the backside or hind part. So that's the meaning. Jagan means at the backside. So many Bhashyakara says in a cow, the backside of the cow is the Lord. So you can say why, this is God. Okay. Because we looked at earlier on, Purvajaya means one who comes in the beginning. Aparajaya comes at the end. So we say covered Madhyam also. Then between Madhyam and at the end, there is a Jagan. So, they try to cover everything. That way also you can say. There's also meaning it is from the hind side of the cow that anything is born, given birth to. See, we in our own body, each part has its own purpose and function. So the backside also has some function. The Lord is present there also. So they don't leave anything out, because from that only everything grows. If you take the womb of the, anyone who is in the middle part or the backside, so everything has a creative potential in this world. That is how the Lord Rishis saw. So Jaganyaya, Jaganyaya Namaha. Okay. The next word is Buddhniyaya. Is again fourth noun form of the word Buddhniyaha. Okay. Buddhniyaha. So Buddhniyaha is something which is at the bottom, at the deepest part. Okay. So that is not visible. So some of the commentators have translated as root. If you take a tree, what is at the bottom is the root. That is what nourishes the tree. Okay, just the way the backside or the lower part of our body has organs which actually nourish and help the body grow. That is what the roots also do to a tree. So that which is not visible, even it may be in below, it may be not visible. So in this world, in every phenomenon, what we see is supported by some things which are not seen. There are people behind. Okay, for example, they will say there is a woman behind every successful man, or there is a man behind every successful woman, that kind of things. That means somebody is behind. So that is Jaganyaya. So from behind a support, that also you can take. Just the way root from below is supporting a tree. A tree cannot stand without a root. And the root is the one who brings nutrition. So you can say the backbone or the hip, but that is actually keeps the body straight. The root is the one which keeps everything straight and stand up. So though they are not recognized, but without their function, it's not possible to have anything in this world. So God is behind everything. God is below everything, supporting. So that kind of meaning comes in this mantra. Okay. Namo Jaganyaya cha Buddhiyaya cha. So if we have succeeded in something, it's a God who has helped us succeed. He is behind that effort. So that meaning also comes through. So it's a wonderful mantra. Namo Jaganyaya cha Buddhiyaya cha. So we should not forget the root. We should not forget that which supports us from behind. So we'll go to the fifth mantra. See, many of these mantras I was searching, but I didn't get anything good. So I have not given Swami's excerpt, but I think a couple of mantras I was able to find something. So now let's look at the next mantra, which is the fifth mantra. Nama Sobhyaya cha Pratisaryaya cha. Nama Sobhyaya cha Pratisaryaya cha. Actually, some people may even chant this as Namasobhyaya. The Visarga becomes is because of Sandhi. Sometimes we write it separately, but when you chant it, you may have to chant it as Namasobhyaya. Okay, so that Visarga can become an is. Okay. So, I don't know, many of you know that some See, sometimes Sandhi should not be taken as something which is rigid. I can write namas as half sa also. But Visarga, when it turns into sa, it's slightly different from writing a letter is. Okay, I just wanted to highlight that. Because though we have written nama sobhyaya, so you can, you're chanting it slowly, you can say nama sobhyaya. If you're chanting it together, nama sobhyaya, both will pass. Okay, both will pass. As long as we are aware what we are doing. Okay, I think that's much more important because the visarga turns into an is because the sir comes along. Okay, it's like namah. So the air is going out, and that air turns into an s when you chant sobhya. So that is the way, it's a continuation. So joint is always fixing, connecting things. Okay, I think we should get that. Okay, so namas sobhyaya. Okay, the third. In terms of pronunciation, Namah Sobhyaya cha Pratisaryaya cha. Namah Sobhyaya cha Pratisaryaya cha. Namah Sobhyaya cha Pratisaryaya cha. In terms of pronunciation, this sob, that's fourth letter in the pa varga, so it has to be aspirated. So you pay attention to it a bit. Otherwise, the other letter should be pretty simple. Doesn't require too much effort. But whenever it's aspirated, we have to put a bit more effort, air, and energy into that letter. Meaning, let's look at Namaha is salutation. Sobhyaya. Sobhyaya is the fourth noun form, just like whatever we have said. Of a simple noun, Sobhyaha. Sobhyaha. Okay. This Sobhyaha again has a slight split if you want to put it, if you want to look at it etymologically. Sa ubh, sa ubhya. Okay. Sa means with. Okay. Sa means anything which accompanies is with. Sa ubhya. Ubhya means ubha means two. Ubha means two or pair. All that is meant by ubha. Okay. So sobhya means one who is with two. You can put it that way. He is with two. That means he is in this dual world. In this world, everything is, this world itself is ubhya. Because there's duality. Day, night, pain, pleasure, heat, cold. Okay. This is called dual, a dual nature, which are almost exactly opposite. So the Lord is in everything which the pair or the pair of opposites. He is with that. So in this world, whatever we see, the good and bad, the Lord is there. These are with the Lord. The Lord has created the world like that. Okay. So he is with in this, he is with that in this creation. So that is how the Rishi is so. Sobhyaya Namaha. When it's good also, when you're happy also, it's the Lord. When you're sad or when something is bad also, it's the Lord. In that also they see the Lord. Okay. So the reaction and response was different from a normal human being who may have to go through this pair of opposites. Because in this pair of opposites, they saw the Lord. Once they saw the Lord, they did not see the pair. That is Sobhya. Sobhyaya Namaha. Next one is Pratisaryaya Namaha. Pratisaryaya. So Pratisaryaya is again fourth noun form, or fourth vibhakti of the simple noun Pratisaryaha. Pratisaryaha. Pratisaryaha means two root words which come to form it. One is Prati, other one is Sara. Okay. Sara means that which flows or moves is Sara. Prati means that which goes against the flow. Pratisara means that which goes against the flow. So one who is against the current. Okay. The Lord is he flows against the current. So it also means one who is among the ones who move against the current. So in this world, I think, sorry. the spelling mistake. So salutation is the one who is with a pair of opposites and one who moves against the current. See, in this world, we see good and bad, tough times and easy times. In all this, if you take tough and easy, in both times the Lord is with us, or both belongs to God. But at sometimes we have to move against challenges. For us to move against challenges, against opposition, against the flow of current, against the traffic, the Lord is there. Okay, in such a move also, the Lord only is there. Okay, so you can say in this world, struggling against the samsara, reaching divine, that also Lord is there. Okay, so in every phenomenon in this world, the rishis saw the hand of the Lord, because they saw in that also the Lord is present. In this also the Lord is present. In every situation, the Lord is present. So that kind of remembering, recollection is provided these mantras. Nama sobhyaya cha pratisaryaya cha. So when opposition come, we see that opposition also as that is one of the pairs. Then you go through that, that is also the Lord. So in every phenomenon, they saw God. Okay, so that is Nama sobhyaya cha pratisaryaya cha. We will go to the sixth mantra. Namo yamyaya cha kshemyaya cha. Namo yamyaya cha kshemyaya cha. Namo yamyaya cha kshemyaya cha. In terms of pronunciation, yamyaya is pretty simple. Kshe. It's uk and sh, which is cerebral sh. Okay. Kshemyaya. Namo yamyaya cha kshemyaya cha. So you may have to just pay attention. It's a little bit of effort. We can now look at the meaning. Nama salutation. Yamyaya is the fourth noun form for the bhakti of the simple noun yamyaha. Okay, yamyaha. Yamyaha comes from the word yama. Okay. So one who is in the world of yama, who is with yama, whichever way you want to name. That's one meaning. So that means in hell also God is there. In most difficult situations, people say it's hell. There also the Lord is there. Yama also means discipline, restriction, restraint. All is also yama. In the restraint also the Lord is there. So that means if somebody is in the prison also the Lord is there. So any form of suffering is generally described in the word yama. Okay. So the Lord is in suffering also. Okay. In suffering also the Lord is. So one should be able to experience Lord in the suffering. The next one is kshemyaya. Kshemyaya comes from the word kshema. In Tamil, they will say Shemama irukringala, or Tamilized Sanskrit, Shema. That means welfare. Everything is good. So in suffering also, the Lord is present. In comfort and comfortable life also, Lord is present. That is also sometimes they will say Shema is heaven. Heaven is called Shem. That means everything is good means it's heaven. So the Lord is present in that also. So in the suffering also the Lord is present. In the enjoyment is also the Lord is present. Yamyaya cha kshemyaya. So you can say he is in the hell and he is in the heaven. See, these are concepts which are very unique to Sanatana Dharma. People are generally scared of hell. In many religions, they will say, you will go to hell, you should go to heaven. But the real devotee says, heaven or hell, I don't have a problem. Hell also I will go gladly. Heaven also I will go gladly. Because that person is not afraid of the suffering, or is he desirous of the enjoyment. In both, he will be at home. That's the way most great saints have been. In suffering, they'll be happy. In a luxurious environment, also they're happy. But that state of happiness is independent of the situation. Why? Because they were experiencing the Lord in both. So because they experience any happiness they get is only because of the experience of the Lord. They are not affected by anything in this any suffering because they are experiencing the Lord. So these mantras basically help us to cultivate that ability to see and experience God, whatever the situation is, because the God is present in that situation. And if the mind latches onto that divinity, then life is okay. Because this cannot be unavoidable in this world. In this creation, this is all part and parcel. God has created, but let the ability to see the divinity in all kinds of situations is jnanam, wisdom. Because you have seen the Lord and you experience Him, the only Lord, nothing else. So now I think it's high time we read some excerpt from Swami. So I have got something. So we will read an excerpt from Swami's discourse. If you adhere to righteousness, you can face any ordeal. Strive to earn God's grace. Young people must be very much on their guard this year. This is a new year time Swami is giving the talk. They must control the vagaries of their minds and not give way to anger and envy. Anger and envy are pernicious diseases. Envy has grown to alarming proportions. It is less curable than cancer. Men often ask, who is God and who is Yama, the Lord of Death? The answer was given by Purandara Dasa in one of his compositions. Who is Rama for you and who is Yama? For the unbelieving Ravana, Rama became Yama. For the believing Vibhishana, Rama was God. For Shurasena, who had no belief, Krishna was Yama. To Akrura, who was a believer, Krishna appeared as God. To the believing Prahlada, Narayana was the savior. To the unbelieving Hiranyakashipu, Prahlada's father Narayana became the destroyer. Rama and Yama are not distinct. They are not distinct from each other. Rama and Yama are not distinct from each other. According to one's beliefs, Rama becomes Yama and Yama becomes Rama. One's feeling makes all the difference in the role of God as protector or slayer. There's a Telugu poem, to those who say yes, he is yes. To those who say no, he is no. Yes or no comes from others' mouths, but he always remains yes, yes, yes. The SSS is actually Sri Sathya Sai. No Navaniki no, no, no. Yes Navaniki, yes, yes, yes. Like that, Swami will sing a poem. So Swami must have sung that poem. For God, there is no yes or no. For God, there's neither yes or no. Okay, these are echoes of your own feelings. Therefore, whatever the year, whatever the difficulties you confront, develop compassion in your heart. Develop your meditation on God. With faith in God, you can achieve anything. Okay. So Swami has covered the pair of opposites, the struggles, the moving against the opposition of current. Everything is covered in this. So in everything, we should be able to experience God. So we'll go to the next mantra.
Sairam, brother.
Yes.
Just one question. In Kedarnath, there is a linga shape is back.
Yes.
And I was just reminded about that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the other thing is, then when the Ravana was dying, he realized Lord Rama as God, right? These
Yes.
two things, mantras coming along with these stories too, right?
Yes. Yes. That's true. Okay, sister. That was a story. I was looking when Swami has spoken. I couldn't find. But just for others who may not know, there is this belief that when the Pandavas in their forest dwelling, one Shiva appeared as a bull, and they were searching him, and Bhima, they were chasing him, chasing the bull, and the bull suddenly disappeared. And I think it hid somewhere, and only hump was seen backside. And that backside is the way it is worshipped in Kedarnath, because they believe that Shiva became a bull, and that bull basically different parts of the bull was thrown out in different ways, and everything became sacred. So in Kedarnath, the hump, the backside of the bull, is worshipped as Shiva, which is what. So actually, you can see the same concepts which we are seeing in Rudram are in some temples in certain story form. They have all mentioned the same thing, but it all boils down to the same thing. God in every form, every part of God is divine. So yes, that you are right. And Ravana, you mentioned Ravana realized Rama as God. Yes, because what happens when God destroys ignorance, God destroys ego, you will see divinity, and that is the work of the Lord. He when he killed not the body. Actually, Rama was actually fighting with something much more subtle than the body of a person. So when Rama did that, actually he not only destroyed the body, he destroyed his ignorance also. At that time, in a flash of enlightenment, he can see divinity and he experienced that also. So that is also symbolized by that. Okay. So yes, so I hope Sai Ram.
Thank you.
So we'll go to the next mantra. Nama Urvaryaya cha Kalyaya cha. Nama Urvaryaya cha Kalyaya cha. Nama Urvaryaya cha Kalyaya cha. Okay. In terms of pronunciation, Urvaryaya should be pretty simple. You have to just make sure that it's Urvaryaya. Sometimes people may tend to Urvaryaya. It's Urvaryaya. The second one is Kalvaya. This is not Rava, okay? It looks like Rava, but it is Ka. Second letter in the Ka Varga. Kalyaya cha. So it has to be aspirated with a lot of effort. So you can just pay attention to that. Kalyaya cha. Namaha salutation. We'll look at the meaning. Namaha salutation. Urvaryaya is the fourth noun from fourth vibhakti of the simple noun Urvaryaha. Urvaryaha. Urvaryaha means, Urva means grains, where grains grow, paddy fields. All that is signified by this word Urvaryaha. So one who is among grains and fields, which basically means all the grains which we grow and with the help of which we also live, is Urvarya. So God is the one who is present, is making that grains grow. So they see a paddy field and they see the Lord. Urvarya. Urvaryaya Namaha. The next one is Kalyaya. Kalyaya is the fourth noun form of the simple noun Kalyaha. Kalyaha. So Kalyaha is the process of culling something. You can see, a thresh. See, the paddy, the husk is removed, processed so we can consume it. So in there also the Lord is present. That means He is the one who is removing the husk. Okay, so that taking the chaff out, the husk out, and processing. So you can say the Lord is the one who is present in the fields, making the grains grow. He is the one who processes the grains, so that we can consume. So any food production and food processing is the Lord. Without the Lord, it cannot happen. So they are also they saw God. So everyone who is processing the paddy also they saw this God in the form of these people is processing. The farmers are planting, so they say God in the form of these farmers is growing it. That kind of visualization of the rishis. So that means God is the one who is doing everything to nourish us. So every process, so that's the way the rishis. So Nama Urvaryaya Kalyaya Cha. Salutation to the one who is among grains and one who is in the threshing floor. Okay. So we'll look at an excerpt from Swami. Success in this sadhana depends on self-control and sense control. Swami is because it's an excerpt, you can go and read the entire discourse. Even for the successful execution of daily routine chores, we find that these controls are very beneficial. Why? Birds and beasts, insects and worms suffer much when they allow their acts and movements to be guided by the senses. Many have learned to check the fatal tendency to obey every whim or to pursue everything that attracts. Discrimination has developed through necessity for survival in most living beings, but in man, it has become a highly developed skill. Man has to use this skill to separate chaff from the grain. That's the threshing floor, okay? And decide on the constructive path of truth and righteousness. Meditation is now practiced and propagated in a very newfangled manner. Without cleansing the mind of its evil thoughts and low desires, how can one use it to win good results? Food cooked in unclean vessels is not fit to be eaten. The prime need for progress in spiritual practice is pure mind, rid of evil thoughts and feelings. Work is purified by the attitude of worship. Dedicate all your activity to God, then it will not be warped and worsened by the ego. Satsang, such as you can have in the hostel, will be a great help. Each one of you must hold on to the discipline that can keep you straight. No one anywhere else has such congenial opportunities and such constant encouragement. So the reason I put, because related to food, actually, you can see. So food which is processed also, so we have a work, so the grain is actually Swami, the crop of grace. So he has say, in your heart, you should plant the seeds of devotion, you should water with love. So these processes are also signified by this. Urvaryaya Kalyaya. So Kalyaya is remove all bad things, cultivate that is good. So there also the Lord is present to help us with that. So I thought I would just point that out, because it is not only the physical world of cultivation, it's the mental world of cultivation. Also the Lord is present. There are grains which grow in our own heart, in our own mind, and we have to tend there, and there also God's presence will help in those processes. Okay. So we will look at the next mantra. Nama Shlokyaya Chavasanyaya Cha. Nama Shlokyaya Chavasanyaya Cha. I think I'll have to give me a minute, okay? Sorry about it. Okay, that's a small mistake, so I think I fixed it. So okay, Nama Shlokyaya Chavasanyaya Cha. Nama Shlokyaya Chavasanyaya Cha. I had put an extra avagraha, it looks like, because when I copied from somewhere, I think it came. So I Nama Shlokyaya Chavasanyaya Cha. In terms of pronunciation, it should be pretty simple. Shlokya, it's Sha is that not cerebral one, it's palatal Sha. Shlokyaya Chavasanyaya. So here there's a sandhi. Cha plus avasanyaya is Chavasanyaya. Okay. Namaha Shlokyaya. Nama salutation. Shlokyaya is the fourth vibhakti of Shlokyaha. Shlokyaha means, Shloka means Vedic mantras are also called Shloka. So one who is worshipped by the Shlokas. Okay, Shlokyaha. One who is worshipped by Shlokas. So you can say all the mantras in the world worship you. You know, any prayer reaches you. So one who is worshipped by all the Vedas. Avasanyaya is the fourth vibhakti of Avasanyaha. Avasanya means that which is the end. Okay, whatever is at the end, that worships you. Okay, so that means Upanishads explain who you are. Okay, so that's the meaning which the Bhashyakaras have given. So whoever we have described so far, you are worshipped by all the Veda mantras. All the Veda mantras describe only you. And all the Upanishads only expound you, the truth, who you are. So Nama Shlokyaya Chavasanyaya Cha. Okay, salutation to the one who is praying. Oh, sorry, a lot of spelling mistakes. One who is praised by Vedic mantras and one who is expounded by the Upanishads. So I will go on to the next mantra. Namo Vanyaya Cha Kakshaya Cha. Namo Vanyaya Cha Kakshaya Cha. Namaha salutation. I think in terms of pronunciation, all of them are pretty okay. This is Uksha, Ukshaya. Okay, that Sha is cerebral Sha. Just make a note of it. Namaha is salutation. Vanyaya. Now, Vanyaya is the fourth vibhakti of Vanyaha. Vanyaha comes from the word Vana. Vana basically means a collection of trees. Collection of trees. A collection of trees. Okay. Vanyaya. One who is in the forest. Forest is nothing but a collection of trees. So you can see Vana is one who is among the trees. One who is among the trees is also Vanyaya. The next one is Kakshaya. Kakshaya means fourth vibhakti of the simple word Kakshaha. Okay, Kakshaha means one is among Kaksha means creeper. So he's in the tree as well as in the creeper. Okay, so they see natural vegetation, and the rishis see God there also. Among the trees also he is growing. See, we also looked at the paddy field. Now he is gone to the trees. They look at natural phenomena and they see the Lord. Vanyaya cha kakshaya cha. I have a couple of excerpts. We just look at them. Have faith in the discipline you enforce. Have the grit to put it into action. Shraddhavan labhathe jnanam. One who has faith, or one who is disciplined. Shraddha means one who is determined, can win liberation through jnana. And then Swami says, the tender creeper of bhakti, called bhakti, clings to the tree of Shraddha. So, wherever there are creepers, Swami says that's all devotion. So, in devotion also God is there. And the trees is all Shraddha. Tree is something which is steady. That is also God. So, in Shraddha also He is there. In Bhakti also He is there. So, tree is that which is firm. The creeper is that which clings. Both are needed in the path of sadhana. So, because I thought with the previous mantra was Shlokyaya, Kakshaya, Shlokyaya, Avasanyaya. So, that talks about prayer. So, then that means you have to have the Shraddha, which is the tree, and you have to have the creeper of Bhakti. So, in both also, God is present. Okay. So, in the discipline also, God is present. In the devotion is also, God is present. So, we cannot neglect either one of them, and both have to be looked after. Because Shraddha is also disciplined determination. Okay. We look at the next excerpt of Swami, another one. Whatever you do to please God must be in harmony with the perfection of the divine. Your word should be absolute truth, your action should be totally God oriented. All thoughts should be divinized. It should be realized that God is the indweller in all beings. Because man has failed to realize this truth, he leads a double life and is a prey to troubles and worries. Only by leading a godly life can man redeem himself. The Gopikas, the cowherd women, are perfect examples of total and pure devotion. They were totally absorbed in Krishna. They ignored the message brought to them by Uddhava. They told Uddhava that they were so totally immersed in the adoration of Krishna that they had no time or inclination to do anything else. They totally identified themselves with Krishna. Krishna was a 6-year-old boy when he was sporting with the Gopikas. Even Bharatiyas have wrong notions about Krishna's sport with the cowherdesses. His sports were those of a young child with his brothers and sisters. By his sports, Krishna moved the hearts of Gopikas. The Gopikas saw the image of Krishna in every creeper, every flower, and every plant. When Krishna was away from Gokulam, the Gopikas went to Vrindavan and appealed to every creeper and flower to let them know where Krishna and who has stolen their hearts was hiding himself. Swami sang the song of the Gopikas describing Krishna and appealing to the creepers to let them know that he was not hiding amongst them. The Gopikas had only one image before them, that of Krishna. They had only one vision, that of Krishna. The nature of true love between the devotee and God cannot be understood by the unbelievers, the atheists. Only the loving devotee can experience the effulgence of the divine. The man without love is lost in dialectical controversies, with the result that the bitterness develops over arguments. So basically, the Gopikas saw Krishna in the trees, they saw Krishna among the creepers. So, just the way in the Rudra, Vanyaya, Vanya means forest. That's why Brindavana is called Brindavanam. That itself is a forest of Brinda. Okay, Tulasi plants. So in that village, in that forest of Brindavana, the Lord was there. He was among the creepers, he was among the trees. So that is ultimately Gopikas experience this mantra, Vanyaya Jakaksha, in their life. They went to the trees, they said the Lord is in the trees, the Lord is among the trees, Lord is among the creepers. They saw the Lord as the trees. They saw the green of the trees and they saw it was the color of Krishna. To that extent, they experience this mantra of Vanyaya Jakakshaya in the Brindavana, in the forest of Brinda trees, they saw Krishna. So I thought that's very apt for this mantra. Whenever we go out into the nature and see trees, we should be able to visualize that the Lord is present among them. Is making them grow. The color, because trees and creepers are the ones which we keep us all alive, because they produce oxygen without which we can't live. If there are no trees, no human beings can live. So in this tree, which produces beneficial in many different ways, trees produce oxygen, trees produce fruits, trees produce food. They do everything, and they are the support, and God is the one who works through them to keep us all alive and well. So that's all I have prepared for today, and it's 10 past 10 almost, 11 past 10. I will stop here.
Brother
Yes,
Sairam,
sir.
if you don't mind, this is not big thing, but we are saving this documents. The Swami, as we can change it to W, though the spelling mistake over there.
Where is it, sister?
Swami sang the song of the Gopikas describing Krishna and appealing to the creepers to let them know that within the bracket. Start with the bracket.
Oh, this V?
Mhm.
That's the one?
Yes, it's not a big thing, but
No,
brother,
it's okay. Because some of this, I should understand. Yeah, I'm cutting and pasting from
yes,
discourse. And actually, if there are errors there, I sometimes don't, in my hurry, I don't check spelling for everything. But it's good that you pointed out. I will
brother,
have
there is one thing, where we study the Slokya cha. Can you go
Avasanya.
back?
Yes.
Yeah, can you go back to that sloka, please?
Yes, sister. Sister, yeah, you trying to talk, you're muted.
Right. Brother, is there a space in between the cha and va? And there is a dash, because I am just going through the book also, just giving the book to.
Yeah, so the thing is, I had copied it and then I found that there was an avagraha. So some people can write like this also. You are seeing this, is it? 1 second, Control C.
The cha, there is a,
Then
here the cha vasan
you are
slokya,
seeing like this.
there is a space there.
1 second, 1 second. I will put the transliteration also.
The Sruti has. The Sruti has.
Is it like this? Okay, sister, you're muted, please.
Sorry. Sorry, brother. In A, there's a dash
Okay.
on top and
Yes.
the sign of the one sign there.
Okay. You're seeing like this?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I removed, sister. I had it like that first. In my document, you would have seen it like that. I fixed it because that avagraha should not come there. Because sometimes you should understand, even the texts which are there, some of the texts are not spell check. Just the way, I am also typing so fast. Sometimes there are mistakes. So sometimes mistakes get in because the reason is cha plus a becomes only cha.
Cha.
Okay, then when there is a visarga.
Yeah, visarga. Yeah.
When a visarga comes before an a, then you put that avagraha. But I think this mistake is there in many places. See, unfortunately, people just copy and paste and copy and paste and go because I am splitting each word. So that's why, I don't know whether you realized when I came here and I realized this is a mistake. And I went back because sometimes I'm not paying enough attention. So I went and referred a couple of texts to see what is correct. And that is how I came and fixed it. Okay. So sometimes even in Shruti books, there are mistakes. Okay. That is a reality. But we all, as we find the errors, we should correct. So I'm sure in my own work also, there will be many errors, spelling mistakes and so on. But to the extent possible, I'm trying to clean it up. So some of it also takes a lot of time. And, I am also, instead of typing everything, which will take me a lot of time, I sometimes use resources, shortcuts, copy and paste and things like that. Sometimes I may have not realized that I have copied something wrong and I have not gone and fixed it. So some of it actually, when I'm doing the class, that I come to know and then I fix. Very sorry about it.
Thank you so much, brother. So now you have put both. I just wanted to tell you that.
So because there's cha and avasanya, that means it only becomes cha.
Cha.
So if if there is, for example, sister, if this visarga is there, then you will see what you are in the Shruti box, which is incorrect. It's not chaha, this cha.
Cha.
So when I realized that, I fixed it. Okay, so that's it. Actually, I paused everything and went away and I fixed it and I came back. Okay. So that is the reason.
Much.
So in the books also there are errors, unfortunately, because most people don't even pay attention to the words. They just chant and chant. So sometimes these errors creep in, and to the extent possible, when I find something, I am fixing it. Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, Saira. So that's why it's a lot of work because I use some 5-6 resources, and some of them they have their own spelling mistakes. So then I'll have to confirm which is right, and then do some research. Then I choose the which is right. Okay. I hope that answers your question. I think there are two questions. There is one Zoom user. I don't know who that is.
Oh, sorry, it's me. It's Anita. So my Zoom name disappears. That's another technical error.
Okay, no problem.
Sai Ram, brother. I appreciate you so much for all your hard work and giving us a boost. And especially today's, I think it was meant for me because I'm fighting COVID. And when you mentioned in good times and in peril, Lord is always there. And believe me, I'm so happy. This was the highlight of the last 4 days for me. So I just bow down and I thank you very, very much. Sai Ram.
I hope you reach Shema,
Of course, I will. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Yes, Sister Kalyani.
Sarah, Uncle, just want to clarify a few things. So yes. Shraddha can be better described as discipline, you said, rather than faith, is it?
Yeah, Shraddha is generally, some people incorrectly translate it as faith. Faith is just Vishwasa. Shraddha is being focused on something with the faith that will bear fruit.
Okay.
You show your determined focus on something with faith that it will fructify. That is Shraddha. Mm-hmm. So Shraddha can be discipline. Disciplined effort also can be Shraddha. So doing something with the faith, the belief that it will bear fruit is Shraddha. If that is the full understanding of Shraddha as I understand. I hope that clarifies. There are, I think, a couple of discourses where Swami has talked about this. All this. People say Shraddha is faith, it is not faith.
Okay.
So I can, Swami corrects the English translation of the word Shraddha.
Okay.
Okay. For example, if you are studying for some exam, you have to study with Shraddha. That means you should take all precautions. You should not be distracted. You should be focused. And then, see, a person who studies to pass an exam, that state of mind is Shraddha.
Mm.
Okay. So, same way in spiritual practice, if you want to succeed, having all the attention, all the focus, all the discipline, and the faith that this is the best thing and I want to achieve this, that state of mind is Shraddha.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for clarifying that. And where it says avasanyaya, you had mentioned it's avasa and anya, is that right?
Yes, avasanya. Okay.
Yeah.
Avasanya. So, so there are 3-4 words which come together. Anya means, sa anya means that and after, you understand, which is at the end.
Oh,
An also
okay.
has the meaning of end. Okay. Anta, anya, all of them also have the meaning end, after something.
Okay.
Okay, so what comes after something at the end is Upanishads. Because the Shlokya is mentioned before, what comes at the end of the Shlokyas is Upanishad.
Okay.
So, that's the way the Bhashya commentators have seen this. Okay, so you say prayers, and at the end of the prayers, what come? See, Samhitas are considered Shlokas. They are all worship, they describe the Lord and all that. That is Samhita in the Vedas. And at the end, then Samhitas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and then comes the Upanishads. So all of them have both Shlokya and Anya. You understand? At the end, they have wisdom, which is Upanishad, which is mentioned by you. So that's the way the commentators have interpreted this. Okay, but you can say one who's praised by the Vedic mantras, or prayers, and one who is revealed at the end. That way also you can take. But some of these concepts I try to discuss rather than type it all out.
Right. Yes.
But basically, in the beginning, you are praised. That is also, you are there also. At the end, you reach wisdom. Jnana comes at the end. That reveals you. Expounded is the word I have used. Oh, I see. So that's what spelling mistake I fixed. I'm sorry, if anyone of you find errors, such errors which you can find, let me know, I will fix it. So one who is revealed, expounded by what comes at the end. That way only that's the way they have explained. So I have sometimes, some people have given like a paragraph of meaning. And I'm also trying to not overload with too much information, and I just put something and discuss it. Because I understand, it takes a lot more effort for me to type all of that. The number of slides are more and so on. So I don't do that. But as long as you understand the meaning, because meaning also your experiential understanding. So I will not go on into detail. Maybe I should do that properly. But once I do the full thing, then I may continue to do something and write it up as a document, which people can use. That's something to be done in the future. I hope that's too many. Yes.
So it's actually 3. It's split up into 3 words: ava, sa, and anya. Is that?
Yes.
So
pardon?
Ava, does ava mean?
Yeah, it becomes av, sa, and an. That's the original root. Then there are modifications of each of the root as they are put together.
Oh. Okay.
That's the way the etymological evolvement.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then for the kalyaya.
Kalyaya.
Is it referring to the threshing floor itself, or one who is in the threshing floor, like the person doing the threshing?
See, I've just taken it as, wait 1 second. Oh, it's earlier. This one, okay. So who is in the act of threshing? I think that's the way I understand.
Okay.
But they have said, see, in the previous one, they've said fields. It's actually a person in grains, where the grains grow. Grains, where are the grains? I think that's the way the rishis have, commented. Urva means it's only grain. Okay. Something which grows. Okay. Some food which grows. All that comes into that. Okay. If you don't urvarukam, that means, so it is a process of graining. You understand? So then they've said, if someone is among the grains, so that means he's in the field of grains. So they put the word field.
Okay.
Okay. Who is in the threshing means where threshing is happening.
Okay.
So it's, I think the reason why they have used these words is to communicate, because in Sanskrit, when you say, in this is there, means there's a certain meaning which comes out of that word, and they want to translate that spirit into English, so they use these fields, float. It is only a descriptive term to get a full understanding of the word. Okay.
So does it describe both the person who's doing the threshing as well as the process, the act of threshing? Like it describes everything?
The whole thing.
Whole thing. Oh, okay.
The person who is doing it, the process of doing it, the whole, the place where it's done, everything is all rolled into one. That's the way. See, you say, for example, I went and saw a soccer match. Okay, that means, what did you see? You see a soccer ball alone? No, you saw soccer. You saw the people kicking, people scoring goals. You saw the field. Everything.
Right.
So I think to get that message across, sometimes the translation is a bit more descriptive than one. You understand? Someone who does know anything about soccer, if you say, I went to the soccer or ball game, they won't understand. So they, you describe. I don't know how many people have gone and seen a threshing, fact of threshing. So I think sometimes the translation's a little more descriptive than what the word is.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
And then for the yama, yama.
Yes.
So you said yama can also mean restraint.
Yes.
So is that the same yama as in like yama, niyama?
Yes, exactly. So yama puts an end to something which is not in the best way possible. So you had to curtail it, So actually when God yama comes, so yama also is time. Kala is also called. So it measures and says, so at this point in time, this should be done. This point in time, it should be done. Sometimes we may not like it. That is our problem, because we are not keeping in with time. So that is why we think some things are suffering, because we have not kept along with it. Because when the time comes, some different things happen in this world, and yama is all that. He is time, he is death, and he is also discipline. So what is discipline? You are doing something and you stop. You don't go past that. So that process of curtailing something is yama. So you should not live past this time, means he will come and take you. Okay. Okay. Play time. So people are 4 to 6 is play time. Somebody at 6 o'clock will continue to play. Somebody will come and put a stop to it. That is discipline. That is yama. Okay. So even the putting a stop also is, discipline is also sadhana, but people may find it very painful. So that all these meanings come through yama.
Yes.
Okay.
And pratisarya.
Pratisarya. Okay. Sara means to move. Sarati means that which flows. Okay. Prati means opposite.
Does it also mean like around or something?
Pardon?
Does it also mean around?
It depends on the context,
Okay.
See, the words are all contextual, So when something is moving, you can say around, but prati means one opposes.
Opposing. Okay.
Something which faces. So there are multiple meaning to the word prati, because it's a prefix, and it sort of complements the root, middle root word. Okay. So in this case, if there's a flow, Prati is generally considered to be going against the flow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but you can say it surrounds also, you can say. You can say it is a replica also, you can say. So there are multiple ways you can say Prati. But in this case, so you have to choose with one explanation, that's what I have chosen.
Okay.
And that's what most of them, basically I am referring to multiple people and they have some slight nuances. And I picked the one which I felt it's good enough to discuss. If someone wants to do a deeper study, they have to look at every possible permutation and combination of meaning for each of them, because what we are covering is only a small fraction of the meaning of the mantras. It's a study of a lifetime. Okay, so I'm trying to capture as little as more as possible within my ability, so that we get some sense of it, and deeper study is possible. Yeah.
And just one last question, the aparaja.
Yes.
So you said the para is supreme.
See, para means supreme. It can also mean outside. Okay, it can be after. All that meaning is para word, because ra is that which comes to be after. You understand? So there are multiple meanings. So parama means that which is supreme. So that means it's beyond.
Okay.
So para generally means beyond something, after something. Which it's not with the immediate presence. All that comes with the word para. Apara means some, then you can see it's present also within that also can meaning, but you can say that's just beyond that also. Who is supreme and it's not supreme. So there are multiple ways of, you can take one word and come up with various meanings. Sometimes you will, if you unpeel, actually it can give you the opposite meaning also. It's like an onion, you peel, at the end there's nothing left. So yes, so para generally can be, but in this case, because it comes after purva, it is taken as the opposite of that.
Okay.
Or it's related to that. Okay, so that is the way they have said after. So if something is before, something is after. That is the way they have sort of restricted the meaning, interpretation of the meaning. That's what I can see. But if you take it by a standalone, it can mean so many things.
The word apara, is it the same as like when we say para prakriti and apara prakriti, or is that a different word?
It is similar, the same words,
Okay.
Same. But because as the interpretation of the meaning is always contextual.
Right.
So what are the words which follow? What are the words which precede? These are things which commentators use to give the meaning to a word.
Okay.
So that's why there may be other interpretations, other meanings, but in this context, this is what it seems to mean. That's the way the commentators have given.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Uncle.
You are welcome.
I don't know. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, Auntie.
Slokyaya cha vasanyaya. There was a sign like a S sign.
Yeah,
in
that's
other
what
yes, that is incorrect, grammatically incorrect, so you removed it.
Yes.
Suppose it is there while in other places, how do you chant that?
That's a very good question.
You take a breath, you take a gap.
So thing is, see in Sandhi, it's a Sandhi, okay? For example, if it's, I think I should, Auntie, you have asked a question. I think best is, I will give an example and describe it at the next class.
Yeah.
That will because even though it is silent, it is pronounced.
Yeah, that's what.
Yes. So I will next. I will have some material and I will go through.
Thank you. You're so great.
Yeah. Okay. Because only last week I was discussing with someone on this, so I will bring an example and put, so that way everyone will understand. They can.
Thank you.
Demonstrate it.
Thank you.
So it's 10:34. I think we went past time, I guess. I will close the session with Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone.